Hi guys, and welcome to Food Allergy Canada's Allergy Pals Monthly. My name is Giulia, and I'm so excited to welcome you back to this month's session. If you weren't here the last time, here's how it works. We're going to talk about a certain topic and have some fun polls, interactive activities, and a question and answer period at the end. This month's theme is food allergies and the holiday season. This is really important too because the holiday season is coming up and it's super important to know how to navigate your allergies in different social situations that you may approach in this time. All right, so let's just go over how to participate just in case you don't remember or if you've never done a session before. So you can do two things. So you can participate with the question box. So you can write your question actually in the question box and then we'll be able to see it. Or if I ask you a question, you can type the answer into the question box. And again, we'll be able to see it. Or you can participate by raising your hand. And that'll be just on your go-to panel. If you do raise your hand, we then have the ability to unmute you, which means that everybody in this session will be able to hear you. You can then speak with your microphone and ask your question or your answer or your comment. All right, time for the first poll question. So how difficult is it for you to stay safe with allergies over the holiday season? Select one of the following. Same as always, bit more difficult, or a little less difficult. Okay, so looking at the answers here, looks like we're right in the middle. So half of you guys said same as always, and some of you guys said a little bit more difficult. For me, I think it's a little bit more difficult just because there's always going to be Christmas parties and there's always going to be different festivities that are surrounded by food. And I do hear that food is like one of the things that bring people together. But sometimes that can be a little bit dangerous for us just because we don't know what's in the food or we're not always, ingredients aren't always on the table. So just want to introduce myself. So I'm Giulia. So my allergies are peanuts, tree nuts, fish, and shellfish. My hobbies are swimming, reading, and watching sports. My favorite thing to do in the winter, I'll tell you what it's not, and it's not skiing. I used to be a really good skier when I was a kid, and I actually went last year or 2 years ago, and I forgot how to ski. And I didn't think that was a thing. I didn't think you forgot how to do something, but you do. You can forget, and I forgot, and I was really bad at it. But I think my favorite thing to do in the winter is honestly just cuddle up with a good book and a glass of tea. And my favorite holiday food, that's really tough. But in my culture, I'm Italian, we have something that we call cristanis, which is a chestnut, and we roast them in the oven, and those are so good. And chestnuts aren't, and I'm not allergic to chestnuts. So winter holiday, true or false? So I'm gonna give you guys these three statements, and you guys let me know by answering the questions and by answering under the questions box whether you think it's true or false. Okay, ready? So number one, eggnog usually does not contain eggs. Is this true or false? All right, let's look at number two. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire are a tree nut. True or false? And number three, candy canes are 100% safe if you have an allergy. True or false? Okay, so the majority of you guys for number one clicked true. Actually, it was half and half. It was like true and false. Number two, mostly true. And number three was you guys chose false. So let's see if you guys are right. So eggnog usually does not contain eggs. The answer is false. It actually typically contains eggs. I know it's like a milky thing. It kind of looks like a milk. So you might not think that there's eggs in it, but there actually is. So it just goes to show how something can look like there's not an ingredient in it, but there actually is. So chestnuts roasting on an open fire are a tree nut. That's true. They are known to be a tree nut. I am actually not allergic to chestnuts, which is very unusual. And I actually didn't learn that they were a tree nut until a lot later in life. So that was so interesting to me. And number 3, candy canes are 100% safe if you have a food allergy, and that's false. Some of them, or even a lot of them, may contain peanuts on the label. So it's very important that no matter what you're eating, and even if you've eaten it before or 1,000 times before, they could have changed the ingredients over time. So it's important to read the ingredients every single time. Great job, guys. All right. Raise your hand if you think the winter holidays can be tricky with food allergies. So you guys raise your hand using your go-to meeting panel, kind of where this arrow is showing. I'm raising my hand. All right, what would be some of the reasons why the winter holidays can be tricky with food allergies? Either raise your hand to be unmuted or write your answer to the question in the box below. So Sarah shared that there's lots of baked goods. I completely agree. Like I said before, everybody goes to a lot of holiday parties, or people are throwing holiday, or you're going to a holiday party, and sometimes people bring stuff like a potluck. So when that happens, a lot of the things that are brought in don't necessarily have ingredients on them. That was a great point. Thank you, Sarah. So another thing I would say, and this just applies to me, is a lot of things that happen in the holidays very much are surrounded with culture. So for me, on Christmas Eve in my culture, it's customary for us not to eat meat and not to eat chicken, but to eat fish. I'm allergic to fish, so I always feel a little bit left out because my entire family's eating fish, or we're getting invited to these parties that involve fish, and sometimes I don't feel comfortable attending them. Great job, guys. Thank you so much. All right. So allergies during the holidays. There are different celebrations, but they all do have one thing in common: family, friends, and food. A lot of the things that you guys are going to be attending are going to have people, and they are going to have food involved. Like I said before, food a lot of the times is used to bring people together in celebration, but it can also be tricky for people like us with allergies. All right, poll question. Do you have a holiday tradition where you make allergy-friendly baked goods? Select one of the following: yes, no, or no, but would love to start. And 100% of you guys said yes. That is awesome. Is there any kind of things or baked goods that you guys would like to share? Write it in the question box below, because I would love to hear some of the ideas that you guys have created, or some of the recipes that you and your family make. My family we usually create the dessert for Christmas Day, and we do that in order to ensure that what we're eating is safe for me. Awesome. So the holiday meals. So many common holiday foods can contain allergens. So for example, turkey, there's sometimes buttermilk in that. Stuffing can have wheat and spices. Figgy pudding can have egg in it. And latte, I think that is egg and wheat. So a lot of things, even though they don't necessarily look like they contain the allergen, a lot of the times the allergen can be in it. So just going off the baking that everybody does over Christmas holidays, Elodie says gingerbread cookies, and Sarah says sugar cookies. I love both of those, and I might actually try to make them this week. Thanks, guys. Okay, and there's also some seasonal foods and treats that we can have. There's candy canes, there's holiday cookies, there's baked goods, there's gingerbread houses. I actually made a gingerbread house last week. There's veggie and chip dips. There's eggnog. Can you guys think of any others? What are some other seasonal foods and treats that we enjoy? Write your answer in the question box below. Ooh, Andrea said gumdrops. Very good. And relatives on holidays. So this is the time of the year where you may see extended families and friends. And these are the people that aren't dealing with your allergies every day, like your immediate family, your mom, your dad, your brothers, and your sisters. So they may not understand your allergies as well as other people. So it's very important that when you are seeing these people to double check all your food. And you don't need to do all of this on your own. You can ask your parents or your siblings to help you as well. All right, poll question. Do you have other family members or relatives who have food allergies too? Select one of the following, guys. Yes, no, or not sure. All right, that was right down the middle. Half of you guys said yes, some of you guys said no, and some of you guys said not sure. I don't have any family with food allergies. I am the only one. I actually have a cousin, but she lives in England that has food allergies. So like, I don't really see her. All right, let's talk a little bit about holiday parties. Inform about allergies in advance. So if you guys are going to a holiday party, it's important to inform people that you do have allergies in advance and watch for snack food. So a trick that I always do is no matter where I go or what I'm doing, in my purse or in my bag that I'm carrying, I always have some treats of my own, whether that be like a protein bar or a granola bar or even a dessert. That way, if you see that you can't eat or there aren't many safe options for you, you have something to kind of curb your hunger in the meantime. You can also bring your own treats, and this is so good too if you're going to somebody's house or you're going to a holiday party. Bring a treat that you know is safe for you, that you made, or that you ensure that didn't have your allergies in it, is a great way to create a safer environment for you, and something that you can also enjoy. It's also so important, guys, and I can't say this enough, to carry your epinephrine wherever you go. No matter how many things that you take in order to prevent an allergic reaction, accidents can still happen. And when an accident happens, it's important to be prepared. Last but not least, holiday crafts. It's important to double check ingredients. Like, for example, making a gingerbread house. It's important to read the ingredients of a gingerbread house and double check, because even though you're not eating it, you do not want to be handling anything that could be potentially dangerous for you. All right, let's practice a tough situation. So what would your teacher in this situation, at a class party? So teacher says, your allergy safe cookies were put on the plate with the rest of the cookies. Uh-oh. Is it still okay for you to eat? How would you guys respond to this question? Raise your hand or write your answer in the question box below. No. Okay, so Sarah says no. Great. Let's see if we can expand that a little. Instead of just saying no, how would we explain why? So for example, if I were answering this, I'd say, actually, it's not okay for me to eat. I'm not sure of the ingredients in the other cookies. So, and they are all touching, so there is cross-contamination now. So I am going to choose not to eat the cookies. Awesome, great job, guys. As long as you make sure that when something like this happens, that you are really standing up for yourself and letting people know why it's not okay, because you are your best advocate. Great job. Thanks, guys. All right, so it is time for Allergy Wheel of Fortune. So I'm going to slowly reveal letters of a special phrase. I want you guys to type your guesses in the question box, and the first one to guess the correct phrase wins. Are you ready? Okay, so that's the saying, and I'm going to slowly start to reveal the letters. So that's the word. Okay, just revealed some more letters. A few more letters now. Has anyone got it yet? Make sure to write your answer in the question box below so we know who answered the question first. Oh, I think I know what it is. Oh, so we got our first person. Good job. Keep going, guys. And finally, Eat safe and be merry. Congratulations, Andrea. Great job. All right, so let's talk about decorations and holidays. So during the holidays, there are a lot of decorations that could go up around your house, like the inside or even the outside. My family actually decorated the inside of our house yesterday, and we're going to finish it today. So for example, there's trees, candles, wreaths, and other decorations. These things can be hosts for mold and dust, which can be very problematic for asthma. So if you do have any of these symptoms, you should speak up and keep it under control with your inhalers. It's so important, guys, to make sure that you are taking your inhaler when you're supposed to be taking it. And another really good idea is to wrap it up really tightly after the holidays. So me and my family, we wrap everything up in like bags, and then we put our bags in boxes and then we store them. That way everything's like really wrapped up tight to stop dust and mold from getting in there during the year. All right, poll question. What's your favorite part of the holiday season? Select one: friends, family, food, parties, playing in the snow, or other. So most of you guys said friends and family, and someone said other. Woo! What's this other, right? Let me know what your other is in the question box below. But if I had to click anything, I would say it's a three-way tie between friends and family, food, and parties. I really enjoy holiday parties, but I also love to spend quality time with my friends and family that I wouldn't otherwise get to spend. So it is question time, guys. So do you have a couple of guidelines? So no parent questions, just kids. Either type your question or raise your hand to be unmuted over the phone. Keep it short and sweet. No medical advice, sorry. And one question each, two if there's time. So while you guys are thinking of your questions, I'm going to get started with a question that was submitted before the session. So the question that was submitted was, what can you do if a relative just doesn't get it? And I do have to say, guys, that I can definitely relate to this question. It is something that's happened to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us have probably been in the same boat. Sometimes we do, and we are gonna come across people in our lives who just don't understand our allergies. It is a little bit harder. It is a little bit harder when those people are in our family and that we love them. But the thing is, when somebody doesn't live with it every day and they have very limited experiences about what allergies actually are, it's very, very hard for them to really understand how serious allergies are. The thing that you guys can do is just try your best to help them understand. So let your family know about like a tough time that you had, a tough situation with your allergies or a tough reaction maybe. Give them a tip or a hint about what can happen in the future to really just make you feel a little bit more comfortable or a little bit safer. And then show them how to use your auto injector. It might make it a bit more real to them. It's easy to get frustrated, and I have to admit I have gotten frustrated before, but it's better to work with them, not against them. That was a really good question. Thanks, guys. So number two, another one that I received was, what do I do if I can't eat anything at my class party? This is a good one too, because like we talked, there are a lot of holiday parties this time of the year. So ask about the party in advance and remind everybody about your food allergies. Like I said before, it's so important to bring your own food. I bring my own food everywhere, just in case there are no options for you. And keep in mind, guys, that not everything is about food. It's about spending time with your family and friends. So try to focus on the fun, not the food. And the last question I received, can hot chocolate have allergens? And the answer is yes. Most have milks mixed in, which is a dairy allergy, and some powders may contain allergens such as peanuts and nuts. So it's important to always double check the ingredients. Even if you've had something before, double check the ingredients before you purchase it again. Thank you guys so much for these questions. They were so great. So for more information about living with allergies during the holidays, please visit foodallergycanada.ca/holidays. On the website, there will be tips on staying safe over the holiday season. I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and I really hope you guys can make it next time. I want to give a special thanks to the University of Alberta for the original online mentorship program and TD Securities for their financial support. Lastly, please take a second to fill in our survey afterwards. We appreciate your feedback so much. Until next time, have a fun and safe holiday, and Happy New Year.